4 days in Toronto, Canada comes to an end as WWE SmackDown is in the books. And if you did go to all 4 shows, more power to you. You kicked all the ass. But was SummerSlam weekend a success, or did SmackDown drag it down into the depths of hell? That is called hyperbole. My name is Simon Miller. This is WhatCulture Wrestling. Remember to subscribe and let's up those downs for SmackDown. Well, my plans for the show were wrong, weren't they? And because of that, give it a down. It just made me feel really sorry for Kevin Owens, if I'm being completely honest, because he came out there to kick things off and he was elated that he had beat Shane McMahon. He loved the fact that he whacked him right in the balls, and this was doubly nice because his friends and his family were at ringside and they watched him do it. It was like all his dreams had come true. Owens then focused his attentions on the King of the Ring tournament, which he was in, and up to this point, it was all gravy. Everybody should be saying how great and how fantastic the King of the Ring is going to be, because then it will feel like a big deal. And then the whole segment imploded because interrupting him was Shane McMahon. Within seconds, it was made clear that the low blow Kevin Owens had given Shane was only done to carry on this storyline, which means we have to continue with the tirade of doom. And that's what I'm going to call it now, Todd. Shane McMahon's Todd. Tirade of Doom. He fined Kevin Owens $100,000 because he had attacked Elias at SummerSlam, and Elias was the special guest enforcer, and clearly Kevin Owens didn't like that, and he said, Shane, you're an asshole, you're a butt much, you're a piece of crap, now you're trying to take money out of my family's pockets, and I love my family, they're everything. This carried on backstage in Shane McMahon's office, where Shane said, if you touch me, Kevin Owens, I'm going to suspend you. So Kevin Owens picked up a television or something, and he just chucked it across the other side of the room. So in summary, I have now been told that Owens only won because he cheated, and he is now back under the controlling thumb of Shane McMahon's Todd. Great. I'm really happy this narrative evolved and progressed on this episode of SmackDown. So with that said, I told you, Shane McMahon, I told you, if this kind of stuff kept happening, I would unleash my rage and I would unleash the power given to me by Ryu from Street Fighter 2. So because this has to continue and because we have to keep running this into the ground, Shane McMahon, Hadouken! Right, we took care of that. Ember Moon versus Charlotte, though. Give it up. It was just a match without any shenanigans, I guess as a way to showcase both Charlotte and Ember Moon. And at one point, Ember was trying to get to the top rope, and Charlotte just pulled her down by a hair. Don't know why it looked exceptionally brutal, but it did. And it ended when Flair locked in the figure 8, and Ember had to tap out. That's all I've really got. Nothing else really happened, but it was a decent watch. Then it was time to investigate, so let us investigate. Up. Daniel Bryan and Rowan made their way to the ring to emphatically let us know they were not responsible for the attempted murder of one Roman Reigns. And they went on to say, and it did make some sense, that the only reason Buddy Murphy had said their name 7 days ago is because Roman Reigns was smashing his face into a wall, and if you torture someone, they'll give you whatever information you want. Even as the fans chanted, "You did do it," Daniel Bryan was adamant. And I would like to talk to these fans because clearly they have evidence that has not been submitted into the case. Daniel Bryan and Rowan doubled down on this as well by saying that by the end of the night, they will prove their innocence. Next up, very handedly, as Shane McMahon was being interviewed about who Kevin Owens' opponent was going to be, Samoa Joe walked into the shot. So Shane McMahon looked at him and went, we'll have Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens. What would he have done if Joe hadn't have turned up? Also, what the hell are WWE doing with Samoa Joe? He is basically a bit player. Ah, damn it. Aleister Black was also back looking for opponents as he sits in a darkened room. I find it a bit crazy. This is the only way Aleister Black is going to find challengers, and as he let us know here, if you do want to fight him, you just have to knock. Okay, there you go. I've knocked. I have now challenged you, Aleister Black. Don't be a little scaredy baby like Seth Rollins. Accept my challenge and we can have a fight. Done! Buddy Murphy was then looking for his revenge against Roman Reigns, who obviously had kicked his ass last week, and my word, was this absolutely brilliant. Give it up. In fact, this was such an awesome performance by Murphy, who, by the way, was only having his first official match on SmackDown, despite the brand split going down in like 1442. And of course, he was going against the big dog Roman Reigns, one of the top guys in WWE. Surely this has to serve as his coming out party. We can't put him back in the cupboard after this. He's clearly too damn good. I mean, if people in the back can't see this, then I don't know what else the guy is meant to do. I mean, he sold one spear in a way that physically didn't make any sense. And it was that spear that led to the finish. Of course, Roman Reigns won. That was already going to happen, but it doesn't matter because on the other side, Buddy Murphy feels like a bigger star than when he went in. And this wasn't a squash match. Roman didn't whoop his ass. He was getting plenty of offense in there. And it was just a decent pro wrestling contest that if you haven't seen, you should go and see. I mean, he absolutely killed it. And as always, Roman Reigns is far better than people give him credit for, but that's just going to be the rhetoric, I guess, until the day we all die. Some people like him, some people are never going to give him the time of day. What are you going to do? Still, best match, not only on SmackDown, but probably on Raw, and maybe even on SummerSlam too, apart from that main event. It was awesome. We're also getting the New Day versus the Revival later on, and if you want to know why, we had a couple of promos here to explain it. Dash and Dawson got on the microphone and said, well, we think the New Day makes the tag division a joke, and then we cut to the New Day, and the New Day said, we don't agree with that. We don't make the tag division a joke. So that is why they're going to have a match. I've got to be honest too, while I really like the players in what came next, I do not like the game. Down. It was Samoa Joe taking on Kevin Owens, and of course Elias, who by the way Shane McMahon had already said had the night off, was the special guest enforcer once again. So at one point he was in the ring, Kevin Owens didn't want him to be in the ring, Kevin Owens was distracted, then Samoa Joe busted out the most devastating finisher in all of WWE, the surprise roll-up. Kevin Owens lost. And why Samoa Joe didn't just choke him out given that he was stood behind Kevin Owens, and that's what he does to everybody else, I don't know. But there was a slight pro here, a slight positive, because Elias genuinely did the funniest fast count I think I've ever seen in the history of WWE. I mean, it was literally, and I cracked up and I laughed. So in that sense, it kind of saved this segment, but I still don't like any of this. Then the investigation was back. Much like last week, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan cleared the locker room, but they told Buddy Murphy to stay and then also told Buddy Murphy to admit that he doesn't recycle. I mean that he was lying. When he refused to do this, Rowan beat him absolutely senseless until he said, yes, okay, I lied. But as had already been established earlier in the night, if you are under duress, you'll say things that may be true, but you'll also say things that may not be true, so we cannot consider this to be the facts. Afterwards, the big dog was looking for Daniel Bryan and Rowan, and the correct course of action would probably have been to do that a week ago. Why the hell did you wait 1 week, Roman Reigns, to go and talk to people that you think tried to kill you? You call yourself the big dog. I'm going to say you're a confused cat. The Revival versus the New Day was up next, although it wasn't the Revival versus the New Day because it transformed into the Revival and Randy Orton taking on all three members of the New Day, because before they kicked things off, Randy Orton came out and on the microphone went, look, Kofi, you suck. You're a pile of rubbish. You've never been able to beat me in 11 years. You couldn't beat me at SummerSlam. So how about I give you one more opportunity to beat me now by making this a six-man tag? They did. And guess what happened? The Revival and Randy Orton won. Give it up. This was a fun to watch fight as well, and while I did hate the finish to Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston at SummerSlam, I am happy that the program is going to continue, especially because here, the Shatter Machine got hit on Xavier Woods. He got pinned, so technically in the record books, Orton got another victory over Kofi Kingston. And he looked especially strong as SmackDown was coming to a close because he RKO'd Kofi Kingston, he RKO'd Xavier Woods, he RKO'd Big E. Nobody in the New Day can touch Randy Orton because he's crazy and he hears voices in his head. And the voices go, give him RKO's Randy. He's like, okay. And he did. So Randy and Kofi can now continue their thing, and I presume we're going to do the Revival versus the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships at some point. Otherwise, why the hell would you do this? I realized as well this week, it was even more confusing about who is meant to be on what brand, because Elias was at both shows, and I'm pretty sure the Revival are Raw guys, and the Usos just didn't turn up at all. I know that probably ties into their personal issues, but from a TV watching point of view, my word, is it strange. We weren't done though, because we had a final bit of detective work to draw a line under. Reigns finally found Rowan and Bryan, who demanded an apology because, again, they are not responsible for his attempted murder. When Roman was not forthcoming with this, they said fine. Next week on SmackDown, we will show you the evidence that we have that proves we were not responsible. And once again, if someone had said I had tried to kill someone, I would reveal my evidence straight away. Otherwise, everyone is going to think I tried to kill someone. But I will say this, I love this storyline. I love a WWE show ending on a cliffhanger. It makes me very happy. So WWE, once again, well done. And that was that. It was a very easy to watch SmackDown. We had cliffhangers, we had ups and downs. Obviously, we had some swerves, and we had some good wrestling matches. Also, I know a lot of people are complaining about it, but I am overjoyed we didn't see Bray Wyatt on Raw or SmackDown. It makes him more special, it keeps his mystique alive, and it makes him more terrifying because you're like, well, is he here? Is he not here? Is he going to come back? By and large, SmackDown, decent show. Get that arrow going. Give it an up. SmackDown weekend is over. And now we head forward to Clash of Champions. Maybe that will be all right. At least the King of the Ring finals are going to happen there. Quietly excited about the King of the Ring. WWE, please don't screw it up. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's episode of SmackDown. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com. You can read articles about wrestling. You can follow WhatCulture or WhatCulture WWE. Then on your social media, you learn about wrestling. And you can do the same here by watching videos. And of course, here is WhatCulture Wrestling. My name is Simon from WhatCulture, or Mr. Ups and Downs, as I'll call myself, because I'm an absolute geek. Thank you for joining me. As always, make sure you join me next week, and just make sure you keep an eye on the channel, because you don't know what video is gonna hit next. I'll see ya when I see ya. Stands to reason.